and I would like to welcome all of you.
2 minuti al via!
Okay, 2 minutes at the departure.
It's one tough race.
3, 2, 1, via!
I had very, very little sleep. I slept 8 hours in 149 hours that it took me to finish Tour de Geants.
It was technically extremely challenging.
トルデジャンは景色が綺麗なバレバスタ州で開かれる7日間のノンストップウルトラトレイルレースです。
The Tour de Geants is an adventure race that you do on foot. It's about climbing mountains, getting down mountains, and managing yourself over several days.
The race will definitely test your limits.
The weather is from hot to snow.
So the race is really a brutal high alpine endurance foot race. So moving as fast as you can by foot through very difficult mountain trails.
Il Tour, quella bellissima gara che si svolge in Val d'Aosta, 330 km e 24.000 metri di dislivello. È il cospetto delle Alpi, ai piedi dei 4.000 più alti e più imponenti di tutta la catena montuosa. Ci si iscrive veramente in tempi rapidissimi perché i posti sono pochi, ma in tanti vogliono farlo.
There's some really scary moments out there in the middle of the night.
It is heaven and hell. You really want to be in this environment. It's a fantastic experience. There's nothing like it, but it's also hell because the race format, it pushes me to my limit.
The scenery was absolutely breathtaking.
Sono stato volontario nella corsa Tour de Geants.
The people is definitely the main reason that the Tour de Geants is the Tour de Geants.
It's not a race. It's much more than this. It's a kind of life experience that you never, ever forget. And it changed your life.
The 2016 edition of Tour de Geants covered 339 kilometers. But it's not only the distance that makes this race known as the hardest race in the world. The race is a tour of the Aosta Valley in Italy, where the 4 giants are Mont Blanc, also known as Monte Bianco, Gran Paradiso, Monte Rosa, and Matterhorn, also known as Cervinia, and everything else in between. The race includes 25 mountain passes over 2,000 meters of altitude, and the total elevation gain in the 2016 race was nearly 31,000 meters. To have a visual idea, adding up all uphills of this race, the total climb will be more than 3.5 times the height of Mount Everest. The uphills are not only massive, but steep, and the terrain varies a lot, as besides the mountains, the race also crosses 34 small towns. As the race goes on for a few days, runners need to be prepared for different weather conditions.
The weather changing out there happens extremely quickly. We had torrential rain and a thunderstorm.
The Tour de Geants is a trail running race that goes over mountains in Italy. It's not just so much a trail running race, but it's really an adventure, and the prize is actually being able to get through this place that just is so beautiful and so varied.
Per affrontarla bisogna essere non solo preparati fisicamente, bisogna conoscere bene la montagna, perché comunque si corre spesso, ci si trova spesso ad altitudini superiori o comunque vicine ai 3.000 metri, magari di notte, magari sotto l'acqua o, come è successo in quest'anno, con la neve. Quindi bisogna essere pronti, attrezzati e preparati fisicamente, ma anche molto mentalmente, perché dopo la metà gara penso che molto faccia la testa. Il problema fisico ti può fermare, ma soprattutto e molto di più la testa, quella che può portarti al ritiro.
ステージが終わるたびにシャワーを浴びれて、ご飯食べられて、そしてベッドで眠れるところがよろしゅうございます。
Technically, the hardest thing was actually going down the mountains, because I had just never seen such steep descents, especially going in all these switchbacks on very loose rocks. I'm used to thinking that anything that's downhill is where you run and where you make up speed, and in this race it's very hard to do that.
So the setting is marvelous for this type of race. You have high mountain passes, you have wonderful technical rock fields, you have streams, you have lakes, you have donkeys, horses, other animals. You have nice villages in the valleys. You have beautiful mountain huts up high. So a wonderful variety of experiences. That's one of the strengths of having a race in the Aosta Valley.
It was all a bit harder than I could have imagined, but I was actually physically very well. And I think part of that is the fact that I was so stimulated during the race with all the beautiful places and the variety of the terrain and having the challenges of sometimes rocks, sometimes boulders, sometimes steep climbs. And I think that just kept me alert and invigorated.
Sono valeriano, ho avuto la fortuna di fare il volontario in questa magnifica competizione che è il Tour de Geants e sono proprio orgoglioso di averlo fatto, è una cosa molto soddisfacente in quanto ho avuto la possibilità di conoscere persone di tutto il mondo. Sono molto contento, sono sicuro che il prossimo anno la corsa sarà, ove possibile, ancora più bella.
Ma penso che sia una gara stupenda perché comunque vivi e conosci tantissime persone in questi 5 giorni. È un viaggio lungo, faticoso, ma con tante persone intorno che ti riempiono di gioia. È un viaggio che attraversa e ti fa visitare tutta la Val d'Aosta percorrendo le 2 alte vie.
Tutti i valdostani hanno partecipato molto a questa manifestazione e hanno anche aiutato a volte i concorrenti incitandoli, a volte offrendo anche loro dei cibi locali, delle torte, delle cose che venivano fatte loro. I bambini li hanno sempre accompagnati, a volte anche correndo a fianco degli stessi atleti.
Perché ho fatto il volontario? Semplicemente perché amo la montagna, amo la corsa, amo il trail e senza i volontari queste gare, qualsiasi gara, ma soprattutto una gara come il Tour così lunga, non sarebbe possibile organizzarla e renderla fattibile e sicura per tutti i partecipanti. Il Tour è un endurance trail, è una gara durissima, è bellissima, vista da fuori, ma immagino anche vista da dentro come la vivono i corridori.
This is a race with a lot of heart. And that goes for the Aosta inhabitants that are extremely welcoming and supportive. And then the organizers, of course, they do a great job in making us feel welcome and organizing things for the race so that we only have to deal with our inner demons and the course. And finally, the wonderful fellow participants and their supporting crews. It's very much a collegial atmosphere, so I never feel that I'm racing against anybody, but rather that we're all racing against the course and ourselves, and somehow we try to help each other to make the best of it.
È una gara che affronti col cuore, con tutto te stesso, è una prova contro i tuoi limiti, spostare i tuoi limiti veramente al massimo.
The hardest thing is getting to know your own body and its limits and how to make it work more efficiently.
The event itself forces me to be at my very, very best, managing every little detail, managing myself, managing my physical fitness, my mental fitness, everything. So it's a marvelous challenge, and it brings out the best of me and leads to personal growth. So that's why I keep going back. This is the best avenue for me regarding personal development and learning, and that's what makes it so attractive to me. It's attractive because it is difficult, not because it's easy. And actually getting to the finish line, even though that's the aim of the effort each year, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that I keep on learning, and I'll be going back to the TDG as long as I feel that the event will teach me something new each time.